I'm Maria Alejandra Peralta. I'm the owner of Flower Fanatic. We are a floral event company. We also offer retail options for all of those that want thoughtful arrangements. You know, I call myself being the psychologist of the arrangements. I ask a lot of questions because I want to make sure that when you are reaching out to me, I am able to deliver, you know, something that is just selected with thoughtfulness, that it's taken care of properly, and that is able to really just bring a smile to you and to your loved ones. So I have had the honor of transmitting those emotions for 4 years, and I plan on doing it, you know, for a longer time, always growing, always learning. I'm very fortunate to live in Miami, Florida, where we have access to the best flowers in the world. And, you know, we can see how many distributors we have here in Miami. But, you know, Virgin Farms, who again were gracious enough to collaborate with Flower Fanatic in providing me with one of their Dutch boxes. They're local in Miami, but they work with event professionals and also florists locally and nationwide. So really they can ship to other parts of the country. So that's something good to know. I am going to be providing contact information for them, but Virgin Farms, at Virgin Farms is their Instagram handle. I decided to look at a vase that it's a plastic vase that I got from my friends at Quality Floral Supply, because we are really trying to stay away from floral foam and have flowers really rest in water, in clean water, as much as we can. For events, I know sometimes it's a challenge depending on the designs that we were choosing, but nonetheless, I think that it's important to have that in mind, that whenever our time and our design allows, that we use water, our flowers directly in water. And with signature blooms or novelties, which are those category of flowers that, you know, are at a higher tier when it comes to characteristics of aromatherapy, of the petals, of the color, the textures, that we know that they will perform better in water. Okay, so I just wanted, at first I'm going to give you I'm going to introduce to you some of the different varieties, about 6 to 9 varieties that come in the box. And, you know, just for you to have an idea. Yesterday I was asking myself, or, you know, asking if the peonies were coming from Chile, but no, they're actually coming from New Zealand. And I just want to introduce you. This is a Gardenia peony. If I could tell you, if I could describe the scent of this peony, every time that I've come in and out of my apartment, it's a small space, and I open this door and I'm like, what is that smell? It's all these flowers, you guys. When you're buying novelty signature blooms, one huge element that is just going to add to the experience, it's the aroma that each flower has. Peony is known to be just one of those up there, and this one is just too beautiful. To give you an idea, this is peony, came in the same box, and pretty much this is how it came yesterday, and in less than 24 hours, this is how this peony opened. This one will open. Obviously, I'm going to help her a little bit more, but as a professional, you always plan for those that don't open up immediately, so you can have a contingency plan. Following are beautiful hydrangeas. I have 2 types of hydrangeas. I have to say that I usually don't recommend as a primary flower when I am working designs the hydrangea, unless it's this type of hydrangea. Okay, I really like to offer my clients something that is just different, something that I know you're not getting at the grocery store. Okay, so I love that the pH that, you know, where these are grown allows to have those deeper hues, different colors. I'll show you this one, which is more like the purple green hue. And then you have this one, which has more pink pixels in their petals. So I love this one. I didn't clean this properly because we're gonna go over properly cleaning the stems depending on each flower. Then another variety is the beautiful Astilbe that I really didn't know existed. It looks like a little pine. And this really thrives in water, directly in water. And this comes in different colors. In this particular box, we got it in white, so it was pretty neat. We have two calla lilies. We have one that it's orange, which is, I think we call it mango. And then we have a bright yellow, which is beautiful. One cool tip about callas is that they can be really used in a modern design, but they are also a nice accent, okay? And they're nice because they're very soft. They don't really, you know, it's like that type of friend that blends in very nice, and it's not trying to rob attention from it, but it will just give that extra support to your design. When you have stems like the calla lily, the tulips, Gerbera daisies, anything that it's a soft, kind of like a hollow stem, try not to put a lot of water, okay? Because the more water, the faster the stem is going to deteriorate. So you just want to put, you know, enough, which is usually like 1/3 of the cup where they are. We also got this beautiful roses from Alexander Farms that come in the Dutch box from Virgin Farms. And this is a garden rose. The difference, one of the main differences between the garden rose and a traditional rose, I would say two things from my experience. The scent, it is softer, I could say, for a garden rose. But also, when we clean a traditional rose, we remove petals, which are the protective petals. We try not to do that so much with our garden roses because they actually will deteriorate the structure. Okay, so they're a little bit more delicate when it comes to that. So we don't take as many petals as we're cleaning them. All right, this is a treat, okay? When these are not in season, everybody wants to get their hands on, and I have two types of colors. So these are all the way from Australia. Our Kangaroo Paws. I'm gonna get closer so you can see why they are originally from Australia, but when you look at them, you're like, okay, it makes sense. And I love the names when we name flowers because it's usually like a physical characteristic to it. So hold on. Can you see the little paws? I love them. So just to show you the importance of water, it's a little hollow. So when you cut it, you can actually see a little intrusion there. And yesterday before putting them in water, they were hanging a little sad, but then after I put some water, hydration did the trick. So if you are new in the business and you start ordering flowers from your suppliers and you open up the box and you see that the roses, that the flowers are not all perked up, it's because they have been in transit for a couple of days. Okay, let's be honest, it can be a couple of days. As much as the industry wants to do to hydrate them, keep them fresh, they will get dehydrated. And what you do is that you actually take care of that by hydrating them. So either if it's only water or if it's a product that will help with hydration, you will see that within a few hours of already being in water, once you have cleaned all the foliage out, anything that is extra that you have cut the stems correctly, you will start seeing how those flowers will open up. It will be a different story. So give yourself an opportunity to ask your salesperson what to expect from the varieties that you ordered, so you have already a plan in place. Okay, so you're not freaking out. I know that I did when I was starting, but it's important. Yesterday when I opened this, it's nice to have that confidence that you say, I'm going to put them in water and they're going to come to life again. All right, another variety is the Hyacinth. In Spanish, I love the name. It's called Jacinto. And the fragrance of the Hyacinth, I have to say that when they are available, I will make sure that I add 2 stems at least to all of my arrangements, because it's my extra treat to my clients, to all my flower fanatics that get fresh flowers, because they do love the aromatherapy value. So this one is a must. This is still needs more time to bloom. So most likely tomorrow we'll be seeing that they're gonna start opening up, but they're gonna be in water. So I am confident that I'm gonna see that happening in the next couple of days. All right, so we have our hydrangeas, we have our peony, we have our astilbe, our kangaroo paws, we have our calla lilies, and we have our hyacinth. So we are pretty much set to start designing. And this is going to be, like I said, this is a plastic vase that I got from our friends at Quality Floral Supply. I love it because of transportation, it's light. It really will do well with water only, or floral foam if I need to. What I did, just to give me a little bit more support, is use chicken wire. And chicken wire is something that has been used for decades by the industry, and it continues to hold a preference in terms of giving us a little bit of friction between the stems and securing that design. So that's what I did here. The water is pretty much half of the container because I have some roses that I still want to have them open. I have the hyacinths as well. And it's gonna be an asymmetrical design. So it's gonna be like very big, and I'm gonna use the color palette comes from like pastels to a darker hue. So I'm gonna do kind of like a transportation of that throughout the design. Did I think about what I'm gonna do? Not really. I'm gonna be playing with flowers, and I hope that you stay with me and seeing our progress, and just walking you through, obviously, the steps. Ta-da! I think that we have accomplished something pretty neat. I certainly think that it was fun. It was, like I said, different textures, different flowers for sure, and I love it. Virgin Farms, thank you so much for this invitation to collaborate, to showcase your beautiful blooms. this is a beautiful work, and obviously once I clean my mess, you will be able to appreciate it even more. But you know, this is all the you know, the things that you can do with the flowers that, you know, we can find with Virgin Farms. Any maintenance tips for the end client? Yes. So this is in water, and it has chicken wire inside. So obviously, my way of telling a client is to tilt it, you know, so they can remove the water, the excess water. And I would say every 2 days, okay, every 2 days. So you just kind of capture this and you tilt it until you are able to remove the water, and then just in any little corner, you know, you put at least half of the container with water, all right? One of the things that I would tell you is that when the peonies are already so hydrated and so open, they will not last as long. So instead of saying that you're going to throw away the flowers, because I've had clients that, you know, they will throw away, I would actually say just remove the flower that is not performing anymore and stay with the rest. And if you love flowers like we do, you know, sometimes you have smaller vases that you can start releasing. So bud vases, which are, you know, something that we all have at least one, removing the kangaroo paw and placing a couple of these stems in a bud vase. That will be one way. The same thing with the peony. You know, like you have this peony that it's still going to last a few more days, obviously, because it hasn't opened. You can appreciate it there, but also, you know, you can remove it and place it in a smaller container. So, you know, obviously change the water at least twice, at least every 2 days. Just keep it fresh. You know, we all like to take a shower every day. So that's what I say. It's easy. Just if you can change the water. For an arrangement this large, I can say that, you know, every 2 days, we cleanse them really well. So there is no bacteria that we're so concerned about. We're in clear, you know, clean water. So I don't, Flower Fanatic doesn't necessarily put vitamins in the water, just because I do want to believe that changing the water does a lot, okay, to the longevity of the bloom. If you are an event planner or a florist locally or nationwide, they can ship to you. So it's, you know, it's something that I would encourage you to contact them and have their sales representative walk you through the process. This is what you can get. All right, this is like top of the line, super novelty, signature blooms. And, you know, we have a surprise mix every week, or we can customize what you need. All right, so Virgin Farms can surprise you. I know that we're all in for a good surprise, especially when we're designers, or customize the orders. Okay, so this is pretty awesome. They have beautiful selection of garden roses as well that I can't wait to get my hands on, because this holiday season, you know what I can do? I can flower myself, flower my loved ones, flower my flower fanatics, because flowers do have that power, you know, just to making everything a little bit better.